Hey there, my newsletter peeps. This is kind of going to be a very humbling video because I listened to a gentleman named Ray Higdon the other day, and he talks about inspiring people, and success inspires them to a degree because they want what it is that you have, but it's not inspiring unless they see what it took to get it. So it's not the success that's inspiring. It's the overcoming of failures that's inspiring. So I'm going to share a story that, quite frankly, I thought I'd never share. People see this place. I absolutely love my home. I've had it for 14 years. I was a real estate broker when the recession hit and the real estate market crashed. And I just think people see this beautiful home and they think success without having any idea the price that's come along with that. So I just think that if my home could speak, I've lived here for 14 years, you'd be amazed the stories it can tell. For example, I love that 2-horse trailer. It was my grandfather's when he passed away, and I bought it from his estate. But beside it used to be a huge 19-foot gooseneck horse trailer with an apartment in the front. And there was a time when I almost lost my home. So I sold that trailer to keep paws because I was sentimental. The dirt that you see in front of my barn, all of this part, see this part's gravel, but this part that's all dirt, that had huge paddocks coming out of my barn for the horses to be able to go into their stalls and then out in paddocks. But I had to sell all of those panels, take them all down and sell them so I could keep my home. This dirt spot that you see right here used to be a beautiful big round pen. Again, it was done with metal panels, and I had to sell the panels to keep the property. And these paddocks, you guys will recognize them because a mare ran through the fencing the other day. Those metal tanks that you see there, oh, there's no tank there, but and there, those used to be heated automatic waterers. So those paddocks were used all the time because they had heated water tanks in them. Those have had to be sold to keep the home. And my lovely horses, you'll see them eating out of tires. And then I've also got piles of hay out here because I've started feeding them all they want. There used to be big metal round bale feeders out where that horse is standing. And that way when the hay went in, the horses couldn't walk on it because it was in these big metal feeders. I sold those feeders to keep this property as well. And the night before, here's, a lot of times people talk about unsupportive spouses and things like that. Well, like I said, I did almost lose the home to foreclosure to the point where I had a deadline that had to be met by 5 o'clock the next day. And the piece of shit that I was married to came home the day before that debt was due, over I think $14,000 or something like that. Came home with a $200 pair of brand new Nike tennis shoes. And I was devastated because it was all I could do to get the money together to save the property. And so I had to call the bank the next day and say that I had the money to save my property. I didn't, however, have the money for the wire transfer that the bank, to get the wire done in time to get it to the bank. So I would have lost my house over a $7 fee, if you can believe it. Seriously, I had no more change in my pocket, no more change in the ashtray. And so I called crying, and the bank waived the $7 wire fee, and I managed to keep the property. So I just want people to know success doesn't just happen to anybody. There's a huge price to pay. And I am such a proud woman that I would not ask for help. And I honestly would never have admitted this story, except for that I love to inspire people. And I see so much potential in everybody. And I think that a lot of times I hear, with a team as large as I have, I always hear, well, Diana, you can do it, I'm not you. And I just want people to know there's not a fucking special thing about me other than I'm willing to work my ass off. And I guess that's it. I'm no special, nothing special, but just so you guys know, keeping something like this comes at a high price. And if I can do it, you can do it. Thank you.